$1,000 as of about 3 months ago. When I purchased them in Perry, they were $287,000. So in 4 years, it went up $100,000. So it's specialty item, just like a fire truck.
So what would be the benefit of having a 96 gallon versus a 25 or 40 gallon?
96-gallon can, that's 3 times the size that you have at your house now. In our ordinance right now, it states that you can only have a 32 to 35-gallon can, so that the guys can be able to pick them up. This will take and cut back on the workman's comp claims that we've had. I know since I've been here, I think we've had 3 on the guys just on the back of the truck. So that would take that out of the perspective, because then, and about a month ago, there was a guy on the back of a garbage truck that got killed in Tallahassee for one of the riders. So I'm looking at that aspect too, is getting these guys off the back of the truck so we can utilize them and do other things throughout the city besides picking up garbage.
And does it have a cost of our insurance?
It could, over a period of time, once the workers' comp claims go down, then it would. I feel like it would. I'm not an insurance agent, so it did in period. So.
And did, as far as cost for these 96 gallon cans, have you researched and found some prices compared to Lowe's or Walmart or whatever?
I have. If you bought a 96-gallon can at Lowe's, you're going to pay $197. I found a company out of Orlando, same size can. They would put our emblem on it for free. It'll have a serial number on it, so that it identifies to the address or the customer. They're $55 a piece. So, for about.
And also a 10-year warranty.
Yeah, it comes with a 10-year warranty. I just got a guy that come in last week. He's got a can that offers a 12-year warranty, so he's giving me prices on those also.
So when we looked at this a few years ago, before you guys were here, there was a cost associated with those garbage cans because a lot of them disappeared. Who would be responsible for replacement of them if somebody moves and they take them with them?
If you close out the account, the city would come pick that can up. That's how we did it at other cities. So,
did you have a percentage loss there? Do you remember?
no, because everybody bounced around so much.
Yeah.
Because usually the ones
I
that's moving out.
understand. I wasn't really for that, but I understand the liability of putting people on the back of the truck. I think about it every time I drive by them. So if there's a better way that we can do that to keep employees safe and healthy, I mean,
Right.
that's really not a cost that you should.
Rain and lightning, thunder, they're out there.
They're out there.
Everybody's
That's it.
got to have your garbage picked up, or I'll have 900 phone calls.
I personally think it's a great idea.
I do too.
I brought this back, I think when we came back from the, one of the former League of Cities, under the previous administration, almost got laughed off the podium for it, like it was way too cost effective, cost way too much, wasn't doable. So I applaud your efforts in making it happen. It's awesome.
So like the 300 is for the whole truck with the arm or just the arm?
No, that's the whole truck. It's $380,000 for what I call a one-arm bandit. It's the one-arm truck. The
Yeah, I've
driver
seen
sits
it.
on the left side. It picks the can up, dumps it, sets it right back down, and pulls the next resident.
So the resident would be responsible for the $55.
That would be y'all's decision.
It's definitely something to think.
You know, I've been doing it a long time.
When you talk about
Absolutely.
Yeah.
cans, so.
My first quote was $114 a can.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I got them down to 55 gallons.
That's what I was saying. If you
$55
bought them in
for
bulk, I would
95.
imagine that you could find a company to get them at a better cost.
Don't forget to tell them the ins and outs about all this. We said that the garbage spills would be, you can't leave them out front, am I correct?
Right. Well,
Okay.
all those ordinances can be
Oh,
adjusted.
okay.
That's totally up to y'all. If y'all want to make it to where you can keep it at the edge of the road, then you're going to take the liability if they get stolen.
All right, and then we talked about, you know, about the elderly people having to pull them into the front in order for them to get there to be picked up. We
Right.
talked about that,
And we
correct?
still have the backdoor services.
Yeah.
So one of the guys that's on the truck now, he would be in a pickup, driving to those during that day's route. Once the guy gets done dumping them, they will go back to the same resident, move them back to the resident's home. They pay for the services, we're going to provide them for that.
So my question is, why are you going to talk about spending that kind of money instead of getting what you really need for the city? Why get the one arm if you know eventually you're going to want, you need the ones that ordinarily you're going to, you know, why? You have the money, I find the money, and get what you really need. Don't just sort of put a bandage on it. Because we've been, like I said, this is, even before I became council, Mr. Thomas was here. We discussed this about the garbage bills and whatever. And we do know that it's a cost, and we know about the input, we talked about all this and all that. And my thing, I knew Mr. Jefferson, I saw on the agenda where he had places on this. So I was upon the assumption that we were going to say, oh yes, we found what we're gonna buy, we're gonna purchase these, and this is how much it costs. And then within the next 2 or 3 months, you're seeing your bill, where we'll just charge you the $55 or whatever it is for your garbage bills, and you're on your way. But what we're doing right now is just going over the same thing we've been, as, you know, when you got on, so, Mr. Mayor, you know, Councilman, you know, we've been going over this for, 20-some years, we've been going over the garbage bill. I discussed it with Mr. Sessions previously about it, and now either we do something about it, not get a one-arm, that's my opinion. Why get a one-arm when you basically you need one that's going to actually fulfill what you need in the future? Let's look out for the future instead of putting the band-aids on what we need.
We also always need a backup truck.
Yeah, you need a backup truck.
For holidays, we have to run 2 trucks. Like 4th of July, I think it's on a Wednesday this year, maybe Thursday. We still got to run 2 trucks the day before or the day after. So.
Because I'm quite sure Mr. Sessions knows how to get us that money. He's good about finding money for us. Thank you, Mr. Sessions, for finding us that money too. He's good about finding money for us, guys.
If you would, JL, tell them what's available right now and how long it would take to get the other one. And
We've got 1 truck, 1 regular truck with the tippers on the back that's supposed to come off the assembly line within the next 2 weeks. That's the regular garbage truck like we have with the tippers that we use so that we could start moving this direction, because everybody's in a fixed income home, including myself. So $55 is going to be a big bite to chew if you force, because that's the way I would see it, force the constituents to pay for it up front. So,
Add to your bill.
So,
but if you add it to a bill, it'd be about $4.5, $5 a month for the first year.
and is there a difference between a one-arm and a tipper?
Yes, the tipper is just like a regular garbage truck that we have now. It's a device that's on the back. The guys roll it from the edge of the road to the back of the truck. That tipper dumps it in the back of the truck and then sets it back on the ground, and they roll it back to the edge of the road.
So moving forward, we're looking for the one-arm, right?
Correct.
Okay,
Or we
with all
could-
the surrounding.
If we could find the funds, then we could buy it now, but we didn't budget that amount for this fiscal budget year.
I'm quite sure Ms. Joanne and our great Mr. Sessions can find that money. Thank you, Mr. Sessions. He's good about finding money.
we're doing our best.
Thank you.
So that's why I was saying over a 3-year span, because it's gonna take us time to get the cans in here, to get them set up, built, and then distributed.
Correct.
So
And I just like that.
they told me it would take them to do 3,000 cans, because that's about an average of how many residents we have. It'd take them about 3 months to get us all of those cans,
So why 3 years?
so that we can get we don't have to do it all at one time, because once the cans come in, we still have to put them together. So it's gonna take, you'd have to almost hire a whole nother group of people just to do that, put cans together,
You never heard of the assembly line?
for about 6 months.
Assembly line, come on. Get your assembly line. I'm just, you know, I think 3 years is a really long time.
Like I said, the concern right now is we have 1 truck and it's not doing the best. And we have one that we know we can get, that we put a tipper on within the next couple of weeks without having to order the other type, and we don't know how far out it is with the supply chain like it is. We may order one of those one-arm trucks and it may take us 2 years to get one. So we need 2 trucks always. So the fact that we can buy one right now, put the tippers on it, will get us in the right direction. And then when the one-arm truck comes up, we'll still have this good one to be the backup when we need double trucks for certain times of the year. So, and also we have the availability and the money right now in the budget to be able to handle the cost of this new truck and the cans to be able to make it happen. But we can't buy the cans and the new one-arm truck, well, we could, but we have to wait on it and budget for another year. It just kicks the can down the road farther. So
just trying to get something.
My thought is we get two functional trucks right now, one that actually takes the work off of the workers with the tipper, and we're headed in that direction. So we get the truck and the cans, where everybody starts to get used to using these cans in town, and then when we finally do get, in about 2 to 3 years, get the one-arm truck, then you'll have everybody off the backs of the trucks, but everybody by then will know what to do with these cans.
Will the tipper work with any cans that we have?
It'll work with the cans that he's ordering.
The one that we order it will, but not
So
the
it won't
one.
work with the ones we have right now? The people,
Right.
That's my last question, I promise you. Like those over at the housing authority, you know how they have those,
It'd be
So
like
over with those.
it'd be similar to those except for bigger.
okay, so those over there, they're purchased over at the housing authority, there won't be,
But as long as they have that metal bar, they may
they don't
work.
have them though.
Well, if they don't have a metal
Yeah,
bar.
but don't have a metal bar in front of one, because that's what grabs it to dump it so it don't fall in the truck. But budget year's coming up, so if y'all wanna go ahead and pull the trigger and do it next year, I'm happy with that too.
Mr. Sessions, you said we do have the money for the tipper and the can.
We have the money right now where we can buy the truck that's coming off the assembly line in a couple of weeks.
And the cans.
And you can.
Okay. All right. And thank you, Ms. J.L. I thank you because I want the public to know when they can take this back to the community, what we're planning on doing and trying to do. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, item C, Mr. Jefferson.
Let me see. Okay, Mr. Joanne, I just one particular question concerning county process. Wait a minute, hold on, let's go back to B. Are we going to vote on, do we need to vote on anything?
No.
I think it's already in the budget, right? We have the availability to buy it.
Okay. Okay, okay, Mr. Joanne. This is a particular question about, yeah.
The money's already,
Put it on there next month.
the money's already in there.
Joanne Luther, Finance Director, and I'm gonna go back one step. I did want, the hope was that we did talk about purchasing the garbage truck. It's a rear load that we do feel will be available. Since we have not made any purchase commitment, someone else could snatch it out from under us, but we would like to buy it. The budget that we had in this year was used for the knuckle boot, which was godsend that we had bought it because our other one was totaled. So, and it was bought during the emergency time. So I would like council to just give us affirmation that it is okay to buy that other garbage truck that is now not technically budgeted. And if we have to, we will do a budget transfer at year end, because we have 60 days after year end.
No, of course.
I can't commit to the garbage cans. Can we talk about the garbage truck itself?
All right.
Please, just, affirm that everyone is agreeable to purchase the garbage truck rear load that is technically not in the budget.
I think that's going to
Okay.
be handled with a little more specificity than a permits. I mean, we would need the particulars of the truck, the price, and a resolution. That's
JL has the price.
Can
We
add-
don't need a resolution unless we find that we do not have sufficient budget overall in the sanitation fund at year end. The sanitation fund budget line item is the entire fund, which is real possible that will be fun.
That goes back to my question. Do we have the money for the truck and the cans?
I know that we have the money for the truck because that dollar amount I did look at. The cans, I'm not positive about, so I'm not going to affirm that tonight.
The truck's a big
Well, you know,
But it's a move in the direction. The truck will have the tippers, like JL plans to move forward in that manner. And you can't order a truck today and hope to get it anytime in the near future. This, it's been very challenging to get large equipment. We're still waiting for some crane trucks that we ordered over 8 months ago, probably. Like,
So should we?
What was the
I would
price
feel-
of the truck?
I'm just gonna tell you my opinion. I would feel more comfortable if we place that as a line item for possible action on the special meeting we call that.
Right, so
CRA
28.
is about 2 weeks.
Is that all right? Is that in the time frame that's acceptable?
That's about the time it'll come off production line, so hopefully you'll snatch it away from it.
Is there a way to earmark that, to place a hold on that?
No,
Not unless you're making a commitment. The cost of that truck is $241,550.80. That's a state contract price.
So what's the problem not purchasing the truck and then?
Just that we had a large truck budgeted. We utilized that line when we bought the knuckle boom right after at the storm during the emergency period. So I don't feel good buying another truck, though the rear load was in the budget. I wanted input from the council before we committed to making the large purchase.
Understanding that when we purchased that knuckle boom during that special season of our life that we all experienced, that was under separate funds that would be reimbursed.
If we are fortunate through FEMA, there's never a guarantee. It is applied for, it's in the package, and you know, we will see. I'm not counting my chickens before they hatch with the federal government.
I'm still confused with some of the things you're saying. We have the money in the budget. You're talking about some knuckle boom truck that we're gonna purchase and bought already. And somebody, you're not comfortable with anything. Well, the decision makers up here. But do we have the money in the budget?
For this truck, yes. You have the money in the fund for this truck. We'll put
It
it
just
back.
wasn't budgeted for that truck, but we have the money in the sanitation fund, which we can use for the truck.
So we can purchase a truck, correct?
If you guys want to do that.
Okay. Now, do we need to vote on this matter that we go ahead and
That is my advice, that we put it on the special meeting.
That way, because the
This
details of this wasn't put on
agenda
the
did not
agenda.
identify the issue of purchasing a truck.
Mhm.
This identified proposed
discussion
new
item.
garbage collection method. I would feel more comfortable with an expenditure of that amount. We place it on the special meeting. We get the necessary paperwork. Miss Joanne can get that to Alicia tomorrow, and we'll be no issue having that ready to go.
I make a motion that we table
Hold on.
this to our special call meeting.
Well, there's no motion, so we don't need
Do you
anything
need
to
a
table.
motion?
It's just
Table it.
discussion.
Question, when is the special call meeting?
After the CRA meeting. After the CRA.
28.
28.
Okay, never heard that.
Yes, it's all
Thank
right.
you.
That's-
Thank you.
it's on the agenda.
Thank you. All right,
Where are we, Mr. Chairman?
we're still back at, Mr. Joanne went off from somewhere else. Think about, D.C. Special possible, council action. I talked to several folks. How do we list for the accounting process for a line item for streets and road funds? Is it up under miscellaneous or some other category? Lola, is it, I've seen this, I've never seen it listed. Is it listed directly, streets and roads, and money is going into that fund?
You have a street department. When you have your budget documents and you've been through a budget process, you have those documents. You have a street department. And that department has labor force, operational expenses, and capital expenses. And your road projects become listed in your capital expenses. This is all within the general fund.
How much money do we have for streets and roads?
I cannot tell you right now. We have a good bit of money budgeted currently for road projects.
What's a good number?
I'm
What's the number?
not going to recite a number off the top of my head.
Well,
You have the budget
Wait,
documents
you
that list
brought it
it.
up. I
as
thought
well.
you had the, but you in the county department, I thought you had the numbers.
Mhm.
But you
Got
brought
it,
it
but
up.
those are a lot of numbers. That's, you can't just expect her to
You
just throw out a number right now because it's not in front of her.
I mean, just budget every day.
You should probably have get an appointment and have a meeting with her, and then you guys can discuss it.
There's a whole lot of things behind the door versus out here in the public. Because oftentimes we hear about money this, streets that, road this, road that, money. But I'm sure that should have some numbers.
You do also get
I
a
understand what I get.
report quarterly that lists where all the city's funds are. And you can see that we have what's called an infrastructure fund, and it is by statute allowable to spend on infrastructure projects. That's streets, that's water lines, sewer lines, stormwater. You budget into the particular funds the projects that you hope to accomplish each year. And many times it gets funded from those infrastructure and the capital project funds. And that's your 302 and 303. And you'll see it when you go back and look on your budget papers, you'll see that reference.
Have you looked at it?
I have, but there's a lot of numbers, and Mr. Jefferson, I'm not going to quote numbers up here that I can't see in front of me, because I do not want to tell you anything incorrect.
I don't find it humorous, but anyway, I mean, the county department, the year before council, those things should have been brought, for us to have some idea about something, because of the questions about funding.
This is a very broad topic.
Uh-huh.
This is a very broad topic.
Wow.
So I
Jefferson,
don't know.
Anyway, I'm gonna cut that short. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Joanne. Mr. Sessions, 6A.
Department